Well, I feel like I can't even locate the first time I met Compa Lawrence Reyes because he's been in the movimiento with me for as long as I can remember. Hace más de 20 años, I'm here in LA and I met the comrade probably in the street at some event. I'm 100% sure that he introduced himself to me. From there on, it was like we were comrades. So I kind of sort of remember that you were one of the
Yes.
MCs at the moratorium, the Chicano moratorium, over in East LA, right? And I
Yes.
remember that he was there in the audience and he said, Compa, I need to get up there and speak about Puerto Rico Independiente. I need to go make a statement. I said, all right, let me go and talk to my comrade friend Lupe and see. And I'm pretty sure super quick, I'm like, this is Lawrence, this is Lupe. And you're like, all right, get him up here.
That would have been 2015.
That's it.
That was the 45th anniversary because I was on the National Chicano Moratorium Committee. Yeah, he was definitely a solidarity person, so you learned a lot from him with that big energy that he had. But he also was really, really good at gently correcting you if you said something that wasn't, correct, right? Like one time I referred to our relatives as Navajo, and he was like, nah, sister, Dene. And he was right, and I knew that, and so he corrected me. And so I really like that about him as well. And I remember one time we were at a Cuba, end the blockade against Cuba function, and there were many speakers, or about 10, I was one of them. And at the end, I asked my son Mateo, who was your favorite speaker? Immediately, Lawrence. Lawrence caught his attention. He really liked his big energy.
That's so
when he
sweet.
Speaks. Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, that was one of the things about him too that it's really surprising because he has such a peaceful aura about him. Like he could tolerate people. He could deal with, and I mean, you said he's also has this really tough side, right? He could snap it in the butt if he needed to, like if someone's out of line.
Correct.
But at the same time, he would tell you, like, I really think you should give this person a chance, and he would give you the reason, because like you said with the thing with solidarity, it was like there was a bigger picture, right? We needed to get to this spot. And Lawrence had that idea of how to get there. Yeah. And if we needed to go through or around somebody or something, he'd figure out how to do that. So he was always building bridges or thinking like strategically, like a warrior.
Totally. And I love that even though he was Boricua and he was really about, Puerto Rican liberation, he made me proud to be a Chicana. He was all about that. Absolutely. Chicana, Chicano, Chicanx power, big time.
Self-determination. That was one of the things that Lawrence, always stood for, is like anti-colonial struggle.
That's right.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, comrade, if you're out there listening to me somewhere, I just want you to know that we have your back. Like I told you in the hospital, we will always be here for you and your beautiful familia, and we will continue to struggle. And that's something that's super important because I know you're really, really dedicated to the struggles that you were in, just like with the union, with the workers, with your clients, right? Like, being really involved with the people who are the most destitute, having those struggles around mental health and substance abuse issues. We can't maybe take all of that on, but we can definitely, take your compromiso that you have to la lucha and continue that.
Mm-hmm. Compa Lawrence, you made a huge impact. There are so many people who have been blessed with your energy, your knowledge, everything that you have taught us about the history of oppressed people and la lucha. I am confident that there are going to be many generations that are going to continue in this lucha and make an impact that has your energy, your love, your knowledge, your contribution in it. And I want to say thank you for that. And, when my time comes, I hope we get to hang out, drink some coffee together, and continue to talk about the struggle of the Boricua people, our Chicano people, and all other oppressed peoples. It will be a pleasure to be able to sit with you and discuss that again. So, Compa Cali, you wrote this really beautiful piece for our Compa Lawrence, and I was wondering if it would be okay with you if I read it with you.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
So we will never forget our comrade, brother in struggle, Lawrence Reyes, and his memory we carry on.
Lawrence either joined or upheld all righteous struggles, causes, and organizations.
He strongly and firmly believed in the right to self-determination and the righteous struggle for liberation, especially against colonial and neo-colonial regimes. And that's why he joined our organization, Unión del Barrio, because he believed in our platform and manifesto.
Lawrence wanted and needed to be in multiple places and spaces at the same time, though. He could see where he was needed and that he could bridge some serious rifts and fill in the gaps.
He was a true revolutionary-minded anti-imperialist who always made sure to include the Puerto Rican struggle in every event and meeting that he attended, and always took the time to highlight and teach about particular aspects of the struggle for Puerto Rican independence.
He used his professional work as a counselor and therapist to bring others up. He knew their struggles and could relate to the people he helped, and he took on hard cases, worked with people with addiction and mental health issues because he had been there too. He lifted up the most oppressed, and he always cared for his family, his son, his relatives on the East Coast and on the island.
So we want to uplift this loving, generous, giving radical who joined every struggle around him, his union included, and used his various platforms, radio programs, podcasts, etc., to teach others to speak up, not to be afraid, to take a stand, and endure at times long and tiresome meetings, marchas, programs, whether on the street or at a board meetings or in contract negotiations.
Brother, comrade Lawrence, we say, pa'lante in the struggle, in your loving spirit and memory. Que viva Puerto Rico independiente. Que viva compa Lawrence Reyes, siempre pa'lante.